Good morning, all, and Jai Sadhguru Dev. Welcome to yet another awaited session of the weekly Sunday Satsang organized by North America Institute of Vihangam Yoga. My name is Neetu, and I have joined this satsang from Edison, New Jersey. In the current times, our day to day life gets consumed in fulfilling our physical and mental requirements and social responsibilities. In this fast paced routine, the requirements of the soul are often forgotten. So, I congratulate each one of you for taking time from your busy schedule to join this session to fulfill the requirements of the soul. It is with Sadhguru Dev's blessings that we are here today in this satsang to dive into the wisdom of Swarved and progress on the path of spirituality. So, with this feeling of extreme gratitude, let us get started. Today's satsang session is a continuation of the recently introduced section called Swarved Wisdom, where we attempt to understand the meaning of Swarved Dohas that our speaker has selected for today. This will be an interactive session, so please ask questions and share your thoughts and understanding once the speaker has explained the Doha and its meaning. I would also like to request that we keep the discussion focused on the topic of today, and also our discussion references on Swarved. And if there is any question that is not related to today's Doha topic, or it needs a more detailed discussion, we will take up that question in the following sessions. Our speaker for today is Lalmani ji, a sincere disciple of Sadhguru Dev, very knowledgeable and humble, and is a constant source of inspiration to us through his seva. I would like to request Lalmani ji to enlighten us. Over to you, Lalmani ji.
Jai Sadhguru. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Neetu ji, for giving me this seva opportunity. Before we dive deep on Swarved Wisdom, I would like to offer my prayer to the holy feet of Lord Sadhguru. बार बार वंदन करूं सद्गुरुदेव हमार, यहाँ वहाँ सब ठाम में महिमा परम पार। शरण शरण मैं शरण हूँ, हे गुरु बंदी छोर। मोहि उबारो हे गुरु, यह सो बार निहो। Once again, Jai Sadhguru to everyone. So, as Neetu ji said that we recently introduced this Swarved Wisdom on audience request, and the whole purpose of this Swarved Wisdom is to motivate everyone to read Swarved by themselves, and also to help support those individuals who cannot read Swarved because either they don't have a copy or they don't read that language in which Swarved is printed. So basically, it's a very, I would say, initial phase. We started this, so definitely a lot of hiccups I'm expecting, in first few sessions. And basically, this is again a patient test for all of us to have patience and participate in this Swarved wisdom. Um, Definitely, we have noticed that when we start discussing about any Swarved Doha, because of the depth of the knowledge that Swamiji has put into each of the Swarved Doha, lot of questions comes to our mind, and that is all valid, all acceptable, because curiosity is something that we all of us should have it. But I think respecting the time of our own and others and of satsang, we should limit our questions related to the doha that we are talking about, that we are discussing about. And maybe I think all of us should note down the question. If anyone has a question that is not related to the topic, they should note down the question, make a copy of a kind of a note of it, and when the related doha is being discussed, then if you put that question, then everybody can benefit from it. So I would definitely respect what Neetuji has said, that we will try to keep our questions pertaining to the respective doha only, because this knowledge is vast. Spirituality is something that we have not been introduced to length and breadth, and definitely our imagination goes all around. So questions will come, and it's a good sign also. Having a question in your mind is definitely a good sign, but we will see whether we are patient enough to control our emotions and keep our questions for the right doha. Okay, so that's what we learn actually in satsang. Basically, it is again a purification process, right? So purification means purification from all angles. It is not just the knowledge, the wisdom, the bookish knowledge that we are here for, but also at the same time, it is our test, on our emotions, how much we control on our emotions. So definitely, we should all try to purify ourselves through all these satsang. Neetuji, I'll just take over the control for the screen share so that I can share my screen.
Sure, Lalvaniji.
Okay, so before we start, again, we would repeat this statement here that, this is a collective effort, and of course, everyone's participation is needed. And the whole purpose is because once you are involved in all these discussions, then you are motivated to read Swarved on your own also, because when you start reading Swarved on yourself, then you will have a better understanding, and the knowledge that you gain will stay with you for a longer duration also, because you get time to think about it, to ponder over it. So self-study of Swarved is also needed, and I would appreciate the reading. Just make a habit of reading it every day. At the same time, because the depth of the knowledge that Sadhguru Sadafal Devji Maharaj has put in each doha is tremendous, and not necessarily that I can go to that level. There could be points where I might be misinterpreting the doha also. So in all those cases, I would request all of you with folded hands to correct me, so that everyone gets the true knowledge instead of my interpretation, which could be wrong also. So I think based on the feedback I received, we already covered Doha number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 4, I think, up to 4, from 5th Mandal and 5th chapter. Today we will be doing this Doha number 5. So I would request someone to read this Doha and the Bhasya, but I would also at the same time request those people should come forward, who does not have much of a habit of reading Doha, because this is the way you will get used to it. In the beginning, I remember, reading each word is kind of a little bit challenging, because it's been a long time we have read Hindi, and at the same time, since Doha is written in English as well, so those non-Hindi speaker can also come forward and read Doha at least. That way we will feel that okay, at least it is helping you at some extent. So please unmute yourself and read Doha. If you can just read only Doha, that is also fine. If you can read Bhasya too, then that would be bonus. So who is willing to come forward? This is also a seva, so I hope everybody should be willing to do seva. But anyway, I just wanted to see who comes forward. Any takers?
Jai Sadgurudev Lalmani ji. Yes, I'll take it.
Thank you, Monica.
आप मिटाए कर सद्गुरु शरण ही लाग, एक संग एक ज्ञान भाष्य। मैं और मेरा अपना ममत्व, अभिमान, इन दोनों को छोड़कर सद्गुरु से संबंध करें। एक साथ आप और गुरु नहीं रह सकते, इसीलिए जीवन में एक गुरु और उनका ज्ञान ही सदैव जागृत रहे।
Thank you, Monica ji. So, as Doha says, Apa aap mitaye kar, Sadguru sarana hi lag. And in Bhashya, for that line, Swami ji is saying, मैं और मेरा अपना ममत्व, अभिमान, इन दोनों को छोड़कर सद्गुरु से संबंध करें. So what Swami ji is saying that, and again, I would try to, constrain myself with the meaning of this doha only, not trying to go beyond that. But I'll just give one example. What Swamiji is trying to say, that when you are trying to make a connection with Sadguru, then connection means like kind of surrendering also. When you're trying to surrender yourself to the holy feet of Sadguru Dev, then we need to dilute our own ego, our own existence. Okay. So in another way, I would say that when someone is not connected with the Sadguru, consider it as if you are looking for admission to a university. So when you are looking for admission in an university, normally what you do, you try to put application, at least here in US, you apply for certain university, right? You apply for many universities, and before that, you also try to get information about that university, about the course that they offer, about the teacher, about the faculty. So many things we try to understand, and then we decide that, okay, I think this is a good college and I should take admission here. Once you decided that, okay, this is the college that I need to go, then in the benefit of the student, it is recommended that once you take admission to any university, it is better to stick to that university. It is better to focus more on the knowledge and not going and discussing about any other university, because you have passed that phase. You have already gone through all such facts, and then based on that you decided that you have to go to this college, and then you move on. So it's more of a moving forward than moving backward. So we move forward and then enroll ourselves and start focusing on the study, focusing on the subject. So in a similar way here also, what Swamiji is saying, that once you start making connection to Sadguru, then at that point of time, we should, erase our all ego, our existence, and so it is a process. I would say it is a journey rather, from a common man to becoming a disciple, from an aspirant, for a college to becoming a student. So it's the same way here also. It's a process that from how a common man can become a disciple of Sadguru. So this is a process. The only, I would say, a challenge in this journey, and the analogy that I gave, is that when you take admission, you know that, okay, you have taken admission in a college, and then you start attending the classes, and all the assignments that is given by the professor, the teacher, you start working on it. So you kind of day by day you are improving yourself. Here in this spiritual journey, there is no such forum where somebody will come and tell you. It is kind of a self-analysis that we need to know. Are we still in kind of a phase where we still want to take admission, or we already took admission, we already accepted this university, and going forward with making a connection with Sadguru? So this Doha basically says that, okay, once you make a connection, then it's all Guru, only one Guru and their knowledge. That's it. There is no place for any other knowledge. There is no place for any other professor, any other teacher. So that is what a transition that we have to go through. So this is what Swamiji is trying to convey the message through this Doha. Now, I would open this forum again for everyone to just ask a question or anything that you did not understand related to this doha. Please come forward, ask the questions, or if you have your own thought that, okay, no, I think this doha is trying to convey something more also, or something different, please come forward and share your thoughts. Anyone wants to share anything? Okay, I hope everyone understood. Yeah, Monica ji.
No, Lalmani ji. Yes. I think this Doha is definitely very well placed. In fact, yes, after discussion of yesterday's Doha, so I am just trying to understand the second line, the first part of the second line. Ek sang guru aap nahi. So if you can.
Yeah. So ek sang. So that means together, guru and aap. So there is no place of a guru, and aap is basically your
I'm
ego.
sorry.
Go ahead.
Lalmani ji, I think I got disconnected. Yeah, I think I conveyed second sentence ka first part.
Yes.
What exactly that means?
Yeah. Yeah, so basically, ek sang guru aap nahi. So it is saying that there are two entities, guru and aap. Aap means our ego, myself, right? So ego and guru both together cannot stay. Okay, they cannot coexist. So our ego and guru cannot coexist. Either there is a place of ego or there is a place of guru. If there is ego, then there is no guru. If there is guru, then there is no place of ego. So we always should try to, kind of, understand that whatever situation we are in, try to understand whether it is guru, who exists there? It's a guru or it is my ego, myself, my knowledge. So whenever it says my, then there is no place for guru. And if there is no place for guru, then there is no point. We can't think of progressing ourselves in a spiritual journey. So, maybe, okay, let me tell you one example, actually, one Sansmaran, which I think I shared a long time back also. So there is I think this is incident happened in Delhi ashram. So in Delhi ashram, there was one guy who was very rich, who visited Delhi ashram, and that time Swamiji was not there. He was, I think, supposed to come in a few days, but that rich person, when he arrived to Delhi ashram, then normally when you go to any ashram, of course, not everything will be as per your expectation. There might be some delay, there might be some mismanagement. So something of a similar sort happened with him, and he started kind of scolding the people over there, all the sevakgan, that you guys are completely mismanaging everything, not treating people coming to this ashram. Well, this is not what Sadgurudev would love to hear, but I'm going to complain to Swamiji about you guys. Like tomorrow I have to leave for some other place, and you guys have not arranged for my trip, my travel. So he kind of started saying that, I will complain directly to Swamiji. I can directly complain. So listening to that, everybody kind of got scared also that, if the complaint goes to Swamiji, then of course, everybody would be at least they'll not have a good feeling, right? Um, so then they decided that it was kind of already late evening, and they were saying that, okay, don't worry, sir, we will buy a train ticket next day. If we could not arrange, that's okay, but we will buy a train ticket for we'll go in India. Those who are aware, they know that there is a tatkal seva. So you can go to the train station, and just before the train departs, you can buy the ticket. If there are any vacant seat, you can buy the ticket and get the basically seat also in the train. So you get the ticket with the seat. But for that you have to go early in the morning, like maybe around uh, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock morning. And also those tickets are very limited, maybe 5, 6 tickets, or depending on normally, the availability. Normally it is not that many, right? So maybe 4 or 5 tickets would be there. So if you are standing in the line way behind, then there is very less chances that you'll get those tickets. So now, because this rich man started complaining, so a lot of people started thinking that, okay, let's go tomorrow morning, early morning we'll go. If counter opens at 5 o'clock, maybe we'll go 4 o'clock itself, and stand in the line, and then we'll buy the ticket for this gentleman, and then all the issues would be resolved. So at least we'll do some help to him. That's what they decided. But in the one of the Sishya, he decided that no, I think going morning would still be a risk. What if we stand in the line little behind and the ticket is all sold out? What would happen? So he decided to go in the night itself. So he actually went to the train station in the night itself. So whatever the time would be, maybe say 10 o'clock night. And from 10 o'clock night till the counter opens, which normally 4 or 5 o'clock morning, he was standing there. There is no place for sitting. So normally you have to stand. So he was standing there whole night. Okay. Because he wanted to make sure that this gentleman does not get chance to complain to Swamiji, because going complain to Swamiji is complaining Vihangam Yoga, and complaining Vihangam Yoga is not good for all the Sishya. So we all should work hard to not have any complaint. So that's where he decided it is from, like, whatever effort he has to make, it will be from his side, but he will go in the night itself. So he went in the night. He stood there for hours just to get the ticket for that gentleman. And so of course, because he went in the night, so he was number one in the line, first person in the line. So when the counter opened, he just bought the ticket, and then came back to ashram and gave the ticket to the gentleman, so that person can peacefully go for the next place. So after he departed, right, then Swamiji came the next day, or maybe a few days later, when Swamiji came, Swamiji knows everything, right? So Swamiji came, and then everybody was sitting there, kind of a satsang. And then Swamiji said that, have you heard about a Sishya, Aruni? So I don't know if you have heard about Aruni. Was a Sishya, a disciple. Long back, he was living in Gurukul. So there was a great story about him. So on that, everybody knew what is the story. But the same gentleman, what he said, Swamiji, आप बताइए कौन थे वो? So remember that everybody knew the story. Even that person also knew the story, who Aruni was, but still he kind of diluted himself, his knowledge, his ego, and asked Swamiji to narrate that story. Then, of course, Swamiji narrated the story, and then finally Swamiji told also that, okay, today or that day you are my Aruni. So Aruni was a ideal disciple. So he kind of gave that name to the same person who went to the train station and stood there whole night just to buy one ticket for somebody else. So this Sansmaran basically tells how that even though someone has knowledge about it, but when somebody else is sharing the knowledge, he kind of kept his mouth shut, and rather he offered others to speak about it. So that is what basically this says, that ek sang guru aap nahi. When there is a guru, then there is no you, there is no me. We should just assume that I have zero knowledge, I have nothing to be proud of, no ego, nothing. It's just Guru. If Guru says go left, I will go left. If the Guru says go right, I'll go right. If Guru says, okay, turn on the light, turn off the light, whatever he says, I will just obey the command. That's it. That is what it says, that ek sang guru aap nahi, and ek gyan guru jag. That means there is only one guru and there is only one his knowledge. That is all basically that governs our life as a disciple. We don't we respect everybody. I'm not saying that we are denying or we are kind of rejecting something, but it is just we believe on that guru and his knowledge. That's it. Even if somebody comes who is maybe guru of my guru, still my full faith is on my guru only. So you must have heard about Sant Anubhavanandji also, right? Sant Anubhavanandji, he was practicing fourth level of Vihangam Yoga meditation during the time of Sadguru Sadafal Devji Maharaj. Now, one day he was in one of the ashram. I think that ashram was being constructed, so he was just I think he was just safeguarding that ashram. He was staying there, or something happened. I don't remember exactly the situation, but that late night, actually, one saint appeared, kind of little away from him. Okay, and two people appeared, and then one was sevak and one was kind of a guru. So the sevak came to him, Sant Anubhavanandji, and said that Sadguru Kabir Sahab has come to bless you with the 5th level of meditation. You are now eligible to learn the 5th level of meditation, and he has come to you. Please come and get the knowledge, get in yourself initiated into fifth level of Vihangam Yoga meditation. So hearing that, with folded hand, he requested to the sevak that please convey my charan spurs to the master, but I have full faith, full confidence in my guru, that my guru is Purna Guru. He is Sarva Samarth Guru. He is um, complete Guru. And I have full confidence in him. So with respect, I would deny this initiation. I would get initiated only with my own Guru. So now imagine that, Sant Kabir Sahab appeared in front of him, but he himself still said, no, for me, my Guru is Sadafal Devji Maharaj. So if he wants, I can go to the next level. If he doesn't want, I'll stay here. I'm happy either way. But even if somebody else is offering me, whether it is Guru of my Guru, I would not accept that offer. For me, he is the only Guru for me. That's it. So that was the level of surrender of Sant Anubhavanandji, about which Swamiji even today talk about, Sant Anubhavanandji was so and so, and we have heard so many sansmaran related to him. So this is what this basically Doha is trying to convey, that Guru is kind of non-replaceable Guru. Once you accept that he's my Guru, then we should not have any alternative. If you still have any alternative, that means we have not gone into that level. We are not yet connected with the Sadguru, because if Sadguru is complete, then nobody else is needed. We totally understand others have knowledge, gyan, everything would be there, but our level of surrender is not complete if we are going anywhere else. So this is what I feel is the meaning of this doha. Any comments, feedback, thoughts?
Jai Gurudev, this is Vijay here. Yeah, just one line here, that the only reason Guru test our Guru Mukhi Vritti is not to disrespect anybody else, but Guru Mukhi Vritti means that are you ready to do what Guru instructs in those phases in meditation, when all that can make your progress possible is your complete surrender to Guru. So that very vritti, that very attribute in the soul is essential. It is a prerequisite to make a progress after a certain stage in meditation journey. So when Swamiji writes this doha in Swarved, he is describing for those seekers who are very serious in spiritual progress. If we are really very serious in spiritual progress, then this is one parameter, one attribute, which is the prerequisite. You cannot escape it and still progress beyond certain limit. It is not possible without this Guru Mukhi Vritti. So Swamiji is saying, if you are a true devotee of Almighty, and if you really want to get Almighty, then you have to first surrender 100% to the messenger of Almighty, and that is Sadguru. So when we surrender to Sadguru 100%, Sadguru will test it, that are you really 100% surrendered to me? And for testing, he may ask you do certain things where you, if you apply your own or if you have any figment of conflict within yourself about this guru and that guru, then you will anyway shake at that moment. But if you are like Yogananji, about whom Lal Maniji was just describing, Yogananji was the greatest ideal disciple. If Swamiji will say it is day even though it is night, he will say yes. If Swamiji say it is night even if it is day, Yogananji will say yes. It is like that, because for him, Guru's word is the ultimate truth, no matter what his intellect says. So it was like that. And once we find the true master, it is said that the Guru karo das pacha jab tak Guru mile na sacha. Till we find the ultimate Guru, we definitely, look around and make sure that we have found a Guru who is complete now. Once we are assured that this Guru is complete, then only thing remains is to develop Guru Mukhi Vritti. So Guru Mukhi Vritti is definitely the minimum prerequisite for progressing or transitioning from Jada to Chetan. And Satguru, when we say Sadguru, Sadguru is a guru of entities which are conscious. It is not just limited to teaching you how you behave in this Jad Sansar, but Sadguru truly means one who can raise you above these Jad Sansar. Bhule hue jag jeev ko निज घर दे पहुंचाए सत पथ पर दर्शक रहे Sadguru Dev कहा. Sadguru is the one who paved the way from Jad Sansar to the conscious immortal zone of liberation or ultimate devotion. So for that to happen, the minimum prerequisite is to develop this Guru Mukhi Vritti and go away from Manamukhi Vritti. So when you read these dohas in Swarved, please don't start thinking from the intellectual plane that what is this? Can I not just, uh, have somebody else in my mind? What is this? Is this just about? I mean, you start doing all this only when your spiritual seeking is at low level. But when your spiritual seeking is of the ultimate, then you will appreciate all these dohas. And this also glorifies that the Swarved is not about just the ordinary spiritual life. Swarved is about the ultimate spiritual life. If you really want to gain the complete wisdom of all the entities that exist in this world, then the Swarved is the guide for you. Whatever Swarved says, it is about taking you to the complete wisdom of Brahma Vidya. So if you keep that reference in your mind, that Swarved is about the ultimate journey, and so it says that after you find the true master, then you need to develop a Guru Mukhi Vritti. And so you have to make yourself zero in front of the Guru. And when you are zero, then whatever Guru says is everything for you. And then there is no even conflict within you, because you anyway don't bring yourself in front of Guru. It is Guru, 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 and Guru only for everything that you want to do. So automatically, Mai is gone. There is no conflict. There is no thinking about anything else. For you, the Guru is the Guru. For you, the Guru is the Almighty. For you, Guru is your mother. For you, the Guru is your father. It is like that. When you get into Guru Mukhi stage, then you're ready for the ultimate journey in transitioning from Jad to Chetan. And there are various stages in Vihangam Yoga meditation itself, where all this vritti will start changing. And suddenly you will be Guru Mukhi when a certain stage of purification is crossed. you will automatically become Gurumukhi, because Guru Abha will surround you. And then in everything, you will have a sense of Guru, as if Guru is with me. Guru is with me in everything. When you start getting that Abha, that um, protection around you, as if for everything. In fact, before you initiate any work, you will automatically, your heart will say that, let me remember Guru before I do that. That means now you are getting Guru Mukhi. And that is what is needed for the ultimate progress in Vihangam Yoga. Yes.
Thank you,
Thank
Vijay.
you.
Yeah.
Ji, thank you very much, Vijay ji, Lalmani ji, and Monica ji for bringing that question and this enlightening discussion. And I would like to request again, if there is any other question or somebody would like to share their understanding or thoughts on this Doha, uh, please come forward.
Jai Sadgurudev. Good morning, everyone. This is Ranjan.
Jai
Thank you so much
Sadgurudev.
for the clarifications and a beautiful explanation. The only question I had here was ego, for sure. Like if there's an ego in one's mind, there's no place for divinity. And the way I see a Sadguru is the Paramatma itself, and and probably there's no distinction. Very little distinction between Paramatma and a Sadguru, and of course the Sadguru of our times is who we worship, and there have been so many in the past, like Kabir and so on. And so I think it's very consistent to be able to, because that it's all about channeling the energy, even though there are many tributaries out of the Paramatma. There may be many mediums, many sources who are all in touch with the divine. And but it's about channeling our mental energy, like the example that we had talked about yesterday, which is when you channel the energy of the water vapor, you can actually push a piston in a steam engine. And I think that's why looks like this Doha is depicting, like Lalmani ji and Bajaji is explaining, that it is a beautiful thing for a lightning speed progression in that direction, so that the mind can be channeled into one Sadguru devotion. So it's much easier to actually really devote. And that's why we do the think while putting a image of the Sadguru, so that it can become a very much ekagrit. So yeah, so thank you for that clarity. Really appreciate. Yeah.
Thank you, Niranjan ji, for your for sharing your thoughts. I would like to again request if anyone would like to share their thoughts, understanding of the Doha, or if you have any questions, please come forward. Or if someone has joined this satsang for the first time, they are welcome to introduce themselves and share with us how they got to know about Vihangam Yoga. Or if someone has a sansmaran related to the Doha that we have discussed today, you could also share that.
Yeah, in the meantime, I just wanted to just share maybe just one or two more lines. First of all, thank you, Vijayji, for correcting me. So that Sansman was related to Yoga Nanji, not Anubhava Nanji. Second thing, I think, what we have, understood this Doha, if you try to see the spiritual journey that we start and where we end, at the end, what Swamiji gave example of, like once you put iron ball into the fire, then iron ball acquires all the properties of the fire, and kind of it becomes the fire, right? So again, at that stage also, I think it's very similar thing happened, that apa mitai kar. So basically, at that stage also, iron loses its own identity at that point. I think a similar thing we are trying is at initial phase also of this journey, that how we lose our own identity and have the identity of a Sadguru only. So kind of it's a practice that we do it here, and then eventually at the almost at the end of this journey, we do the same. So it's kind of a, I would say, another way of saying why this is important. If you have done this before, then it is easier to do at that point, and not have aham brahmasmi ego. So there also it's the same thing, right? So it is very much, I think, a similar situation there as well.
Jai Sadguru Dev, this is Chitralekha ji. So the self-ego, all these things comes only after third stage, or because I'm a beginner, I don't have that kind of ego. I'm trying to develop the faith and belief of Sadguru ji. I know he's my guru, but like 100% surrendered, I don't know whether I am there, because I'm still praying to other god and goddesses. I'm in the stage of progressing and improving my belief. So here it talks about the ego. So the ego comes only after the third or fourth stage, right? Because they have more siddhis, right?
Not really. Actually, ego is very, very, I would say, very subtle thing, and all of us has ego. Ego has a multiple form. Someone has ego of wealth. Someone might have ego of wisdom. Someone might have ego of look, appearance. So ego can be of a different form, and I would say that wherever we are, I think ego, we all of us have it, and that's where we need to judge ourselves. What kind of ego that I have, because eventually all that ego will somehow will restrict our journey.
Yes, Lalmaniji, I'm asking about the spiritual ego. He's talking about self-respect. I'm just picking just that one English word that's on top of the Doga. So the self-respect of the devotee or the person, meditationer, right? That's what the Doha says, right?
Correct. No, but even self-respect, see, ego, all the ego have a self-respect, right? So for example, I'll just give you some example. Like, if I am a very rich person and I donate a lot of money, right? Though I say that, okay, I really don't have any ego. I'm just donating without anything expecting back. But somewhere in the back of our mind, even as a donor, even I donate, maybe sometimes I donate secretly, or sometimes, I maybe announce or whatever it is. But back of the mind, I definitely have something running in mind, which I might not have exposed to anybody. I know myself why I do that. Maybe somewhere I am expecting some respect, somebody. So that, I think nobody else can tell you what kind of ego one has. We have to judge ourselves, but all of them have some self-respect. Whether even if I say I'm very knowledgeable, I have a lot of knowledge, I know so many things. When I start pitching into any discussion, somewhere in the back of my mind, I again want to gain that respect, that okay, people should know that I'm knowledgeable. Okay, so it's some kind of ego we have. Ego is like, okay, when you put I in the center. Okay, the moment you put I in the center, that okay, I do this, I know this, I have done this, that all is different forms of ego. And all that form here is indicated by self-respect, that okay, any kind of ego will eventually kind of lead you, or kind of obstruct you in the journey. The thing is that okay, we have to identify, and slowly we have to go away from it. And I'm saying that because I myself, literally, I have so many egos, which somewhere you might have seen, somewhere I might have been able to hide it from other people, but ego still lies. So it's a kind of a, I would say, journey. It's a progress that I'm trying to somehow get rid of it, but it's not easy also at the same time.
Just a Gurudev, I have 2 cents to throw into here. From this particular Doha, it easily translates to me to an understanding of something from Western culture, which is called ego death. And it's not so much that your ego is dropped out, it's the ability to be self-aware of the things that are egotistical. They aren't the stereotypical egotistical, like not people that are flashy with money, but at the same time, certain self-centered actions that we take, like things that we buy for ourselves that have no other purpose but to satisfy like monetary or physical like wants and everything, is the same as ego. It's one and the same. But in the idea of ego death, you're able to step back and realize that that's not just an everyday something that you need. It's ego. It's and I mean, I feel as though to a certain extent I've even experienced ego death, but at the same time, I can step back and see the things that I buy or the things that I wear or the things that I say or believe in as egotistical. But at least, at the very, very least, I can stand back and look at it. And also, this Doha kind of pretty much in very, very few words puts together that the ultimate goal is for your thinking to be the same as Guruji's thinking, and thoughts, emotions, everything to be aligned perfectly together. Like somebody else said, like Guru says, it's nighttime, it's nighttime. Even if it's daytime, it's nighttime. It's having that same oneness. And that's, like that's, for me, I mean, that's a very serious personal goal. But living in the material world, it's kind of hard because on a day-to-day basis, you got to pump gas, you got to feed yourself, you got to do this, you got to do that. But at the end of the day, when you choose in your personal free time to devote yourself to knowledge and spirituality and what you believe in, you're getting closer to the goal of reaching what is mentioned in this Doha. And that's really what I get from it. I mean, it's very simple. Your goal, if liberation from material is your goal, then this is the absolute, in very short words, exactly how to get there. And that's my interpretation of the Doha. Thank you.
Thank you, Devji, for your sharing your thoughts, and thank you, Lalmani ji, and also Chitralekha ji for your question. I would also like to add here that it's said that ego is mostly at the root of all vices. So, for example, if you get angry and you do an analysis, like Devji said, step back and look at what caused it. So deep inside, you'll find that it is ego at the root of certain behaviors that are not acceptable. So you might think that your point of view was not considered, or the decision that was taken was not according to your liking. That's why you may have got angry. So, or if your certain times when your kids reply back to you and you want something for their best, you have the best intentions, but they don't agree to you totally. So the frustration that is caused from that is also a form of ego, because you think you are their parent and they should listen to what you are saying. So in that sense, ego is considered to be the most complicated and very hard to uh, achieve, as in overcome. And it is this ego that is also the cause of the downfall of the soul. When the soul, uh, in the midst of all that bliss, it somehow, due to lack of knowledge, gets an impression that it's all bliss of the soul. That's where the downfall starts. So you can leave behind the gross, the materialistic uh, perspectives on this journey, but it's said that it's ego that you will find most difficult to overcome, and that's what is following you, is following the disciple in the higher stages of progress. So they might get this ego from the more power and experience they are able to achieve in this journey. It might come at that time. It may not be at this time, that form of ego. So like Devji mentioned, that the idea is, and our goal, ultimate goal should be to have the same thinking, to inculcate the same thinking as the guru's thinking, and follow guru and be one with the guru. So that was my understanding, and if I have made any mistakes, please share your thoughts or correct me. And again, I would like to say that the floor is open. If you have to share any more thoughts or if you have questions, please come forward.
I just wanted to share one last thing. I was going to type it, but I figure I might as well just say it. Um, on the thought of ego death or somewhat conquering your ego in any way, shape, or form, the first thing that happened for me when I was able to start stepping back and seeing where selfishness and egotism is connected to things, the first thing that went in my life is I stopped envying people. And jealousy and envy just doesn't exist anymore after you realize, because say a coworker buys a nice new flashy car, most people's natural reaction is, well, I wish I had that car. But I don't have them feelings anymore. They went out like 2-3 years ago. I don't look at other things that people have and want them just because they have them. Like, I want only things and different ideas that are 100% my own, because um I'm just not persuaded with jealousy and envy anymore. And then once you get past that, you start, it can be frustrating to be around people that are 100% motivated by jealousy and envy. It just doesn't make sense anymore. But that's just thoughts in my head. Thank you for letting me share that.
Thank you, Devji.
I would like to add one comment. This is Niranjan. The Sanskrit word for ego that I believe is referred in this doha is the ahankar, which is the identity which every person carries for themselves. And that's why it is very subtle. The identity, as subtle as uh, self being a father, a brother, a son, or a daughter, even within a family, we carry that identity because we protect our family, but we care less about just the next door person or a homeless person. So in the Gurukula system, based on what I have researched, is they used to start the chanting every morning by saying Aham Brahmasmi. There is no knowledge unless those people identify themselves with cosmic existence. So first they had to dissolve that they have come into the Gurukul from a kingdom or from a wealthy family or a poor family or whatnot, a Kshatriya family. So they had to dissolve that identification. They would start the schooling of the learning by chanting Aham Brahmasmi. But remember, the same Aham Brahmasmi at a very advanced level of a Hans Deha can become a negative thing. Because once that spiritual level is attained, then Aham Brahmasmi feeling, it starts Surati to bring you down, basically. So it's like a double-edged sword. And I think Ahamkar is very much connected to what Devji was also saying, and I think you were also saying earlier, is if there's no loving, seeing every human being, every life as part of oneself, there's no, that it's very, very hard to eradicate Ahamkar. And when that happens, then pretty much all the vrittis in the mind about a coworker getting promoted, a coworker or somebody else getting bigger house, all of those things don't bother them anymore. Because for those people, the only two things matter is either other person is a source of inspiration or they have compassion for them, actually. And then I think it is possible to overcome such a subtle and most difficult part of the progression of purification of mind and heart. So just wanted to share that thought. Thank you.
Thank you, Niranjanji, for sharing your thoughts. I would like to ask if there is any other question related to this Doha, or someone would like to share their thoughts, more understanding. You're welcome. Please come forward. Otherwise, we will move to the next phase of today's satsang. Okay, so let's move to the next phase of today's satsang. I'll share my screen. We would like to inform everyone about an initiative Navy has started called Warrior of the Week. We all know the best time to meditate is Brahma Muhurt between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. But most of us fail to do so. To encourage this, Navy started this initiative where participants who have joined the WhatsApp group called Brahma Muhurt Warrior practice Brahma Muhurt meditation on their own and then report the status as done. There is no session to join. Once you are done with the meditation, you can send the status on the group as done. So every week during this satsang, we announce the warriors of the week. So warriors of the week of this week are, and these are those disciples who have done meditation in Brahma Muhurt every single day of the week. Warriors of this week are Surya Alam Raju ji, Tajinder ji, Srirang ji, Bhagwati Patel ji, and Yogesh Sirsagar ji. Congratulations to the warriors, and thank you for being a constant source of motivation. Next, inductees of the week are those disciples who have done meditation for at least one day during the week or most days of the week. Inductees of this week are Mayuri Krishnan ji, Tanuja ji, Amit Talekar ji, Maya ji, Monica ji, and Prachi Shirsagar ji. Congratulations to the inductees, and thank you for inspiring us with your sincere efforts. If any one of you is interested to join the WhatsApp group for Brahmamurt Warriors, please let us know and we can add you. We have now reached the last phase of today's satsang. The final prayer is Shanti Path. In the Shanti Path, we chant for peace for everyone who exists in this universe. May Sadguru Dev bless the entire cosmos with peace, love, and prosperity. I request Dev Ji to recite the last few lines of Shanti Path.
Shantipat. Hey Prabhu Shanti Sarupo. Shanti Shanti Maya Shanti. Shanti Shanti Jana Shanti Ho. Purna Shanti Maya Shanti. Hey Prabhu Shanti Pradhan Kara. Duraho Sarva Shanti. Deva Sadafala Shanti Maya. Shanti Shanti Sukha Shanti. Jasa Gurudev Bhagavan Ki Jai.
Thanks a lot, Dev Ji, for the wonderful recitation of Vandana, Aarti, and Shanti Path in such a soulful voice. Our today's session ends here. Today, we learned that we have to dissolve our ego and follow the path that our Swamiji Gurudev has laid for us. We should try to practice the preachings and the guidelines our Guru has laid for us and totally surrender. Only then our progress on this path of spirituality will happen. All our efforts should be in the direction to reflect upon the teachings of our Guru, imbibe them, and make every effort to progress and become Guru Mukhi. So, I would like to request everyone to ponder over the topic that we have discussed today. I would like to thank Jessica ji, Lalmani ji, Dev ji, Monica ji, Vijay ji, Niranjan ji, Chitralekha ji, Niranjan Kumar ji, and Srirang ji for their seva in today's satsang. I would like to thank all of you for joining the session and also encourage everyone to reflect upon the topic we discussed today. I pray to Sadguru to bless you with peace, prosperity, and progress. See you all next Sunday at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time on the same Zoom meeting. Have a wonderful day and week ahead, and Jai Sadguru Dev.
Jai Sadguru Dev. Thank you.